So I'm going to show you how you're going to create this lovely card using the elements from the latest subscription box, or this month's subscription box, which is the layering stencils kit. So we're going to make this card using 3 of those layering stencils, and I'm going to show you how. So first things first is choosing the stencils. So I've chosen this beautiful petal, and I don't know if you can, yes, you can see there perfectly. Got that lovely petal, that's your 3A. Can you see that that's got its number on there on the top corner? And then we've got the 3B butterfly with that beautiful little love heart detail in the background. And then also that third layer, and I could do with a darker colour just to show you, there we go, that third layer there. You can see there that lovely line detail going across those butterflies. So these are the 3 that I'm going to use. Now the first thing I want to do, and I've taken some of the cardstock that's out of the kit, is I'm going to use this background because I want to create my own background card. Now literally by popping this down, I am going to just now take one of our, and I'm using today the Harmony by Spectrum Noir. This is the water reactive dye. This is perfect for blending and distressing. So this is the pink tulip and the fuchsia, 2 of my favourite colours, these 2. And all you're going to take is your blending tool of your choice. Now I've fetched 3 here so that you can see the choices that we have. So we've got the Spectrum Noir, which is the circle blending tool. And then you have the rectangle, or we call it a square, but it is a rectangle one. There you go, you can see that one. Or you can take one of our latex sponges as well from the Spectrum Noir range. And it is really a choice of how you like to blend using these. Now I'm going to take the latex today, and I'm going to use this one. And all I'm going to do is literally blend and take the ink over that stencil. Now there's a couple of ways you could do this. Now you can either tape it down if you want so it doesn't move. However, I know that I can get that back into place quite easily, so that I'm quite happy with that. Or you could use our repositional spray and spray the back of that so that you've got that in place and it holds it in place. Now if I just lift this off for a second, you're going to be able to see that first layer, which looks really lovely. It's absolutely beautiful. Now it does literally not matter where you put this or how you put this on, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer this up as well just by using this one. So again, just taking that all the way around, and this is only going to be my background, so I'm going to have something in place. You can see that I've got a topper here, so I'm just wanting to catch all these corners, and just by taking that around, that's exactly what I'm doing. Now I've used the lighter of the colour for this because in a moment what I'm going to do is I'm going to take over. Oh, it looks absolutely beautiful already. These stencils are so versatile, and there are so many things you can do with stencils. I'm using our water reactive dyes, but you could use your quick dry ink pads. You could use your pigment ink pads and then put your clear embossing powder over and really get some really nice effects. Now that's the fuchsia. Now by turning it around just in a different direction, I'm going to take a different colour. So I'm going to use the fuchsia, and then I'm going to just layer that over the top. And again, just placing that over creates this lovely different effect by lifting that off, and you can see them all going in different directions. Really love this, but because I've used the darker colour, it literally just pops off a little bit more by going over that lovely lighter pink tulip. But by taking that over, now you can see it building up already. Now I could have taken that directly over, but it'll cover it up, so I don't see the point of that. So literally I'm just going to pop that on, and to create my own background until I'm happy. I'm quite happy with that. It's almost got that lovely background feel to it where you can see the different angles of those petals. Just think it looks really lovely. So again, just pop that over, and you can see almost like an abstract petal going off there. Might just add a little bit of a detail just on there. But again, it just brings that off and really makes a difference. And again, it's just a question of, when do you stop? I'm quite happy with that. And then all I'm going to do is literally just give it a little bit of distress by using the fuchsia or the pink tulip, whichever one you want to use, just to give it a little bit of a distressed edge. So I'm going to take that just around, and all I'm doing is just adding a little bit of dimension, which draws your eye in a little bit more. So if I just bring this all the way around, there we go. And it literally is just finishing off around the edges. Can you see that there? Now that is the background done. How simple, how quick, how easy with one stencil. And what I will recommend that you do is either take a wipe or some warm soapy water and just rinse off that and then let that dry naturally, or dab it down carefully with a tissue. Don't be going too heavy-handed, just nice dabbing to clean that, and that'll clean your stencil, which will mean it's going to last you forever. That's what it'll do. So just take care when you're cleaning your stencils. Now that's the background part done, so I'll just move that to one side. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another little piece, and again I've taken the watercolour cardstock from the collection. I'm just going to place that on there. Now I'm going to show you the next two layers that we have. So I've got that beautiful floral one that I've done, and now this is the background. This is this beautiful butterfly. Now again, I'm going to use the lighter of the colour, and again what you could do is you could tape down using our low tack tape to hold it in place if you want, or take your repositional spray and you can do that as well, but I'm just going to go straight on there. Now just place that across the ink all the way around and run that through. And then just move that to the other side and do exactly the same all the way around. I love this stencil. Well, and I shouldn't have favourites, but I have got them. This is beautiful. But again, look at that lovely design. Even all those beautiful, delicate little hearts in the background, and then the butterfly there. Now that's that stencil. But when I place this over, and if you just match that across, you can see across the butterfly, you can see that they line up perfectly. And then I'm going to take the darker colour, which is the fuchsia, and now I'm going to go over that again, all over, and you'll see that lovely layering effect, how it's been designed to work really well together. And again, just place that on all the way around, make sure I've not missed any bits. If I lift that off, you can see that lovely lined detail going through there, and that's how those work so really well together. And again, all you're going to do is just either use a wipe or hot soapy water is probably a good one, and pop those in and let them dry naturally. And again, you've got that stencil that's going to last you quite a long time. And again, exactly the same that I've just done with that first one. I'm just going to give it a little bit of a frame by using this colour over the top. There we go, all the way around, and it just frames that. Now again, when I bring these two in together now, and I can just, let me just wipe away that ink because I don't want any ink getting on the back of my cardstock. Let's move that one for a second. Place those back on there. You could, if you wanted, add some more colour. So if you weren't happy with the colour, you can just take that back over the top and add a little bit more. You could add a different colour. In fact, shall we add another colour on the top of that? Just for a second. Let me go and grab the plum jam. Let's add a bit of plum jam over the top. And I'm just going to add a little bit of detail there. I'm not going to do too much over that one. But again, it just brings up that little bit more detail. I think these work really well with our Harmony ink pads. But again, you can see that you've got that lovely added detail going across. That's how we can put this card together. So I'm going to bring my layer back in. And what I've done is I've taken some of that beautiful coloured cardstock and I've just put two pieces together on a bit of white card to create a background. So I'm going to use our Collall all-purpose glue just on the back of there. Just pop that on. There we go, get that into place. There we go, I love Collall glue because you can just move that in there perfectly. And then I'm going to place now just on the top that lovely background. Just onto the top of that. There we go. And then I've done exactly the same with those two colour tones, but this time I've given it almost an alternate colour. So again, I've just used a matte there and popped those two on the top to create that lovely triangular effect. I'm going to pop that on there in the opposite direction so it draws your eye in a little bit more. And then just pop that little last topper just on the top of there. And pop that in so I'll get that straight. That looks nice and straight to me. Now I've used one of the stamps. Let me just grab the stamp to show you. So we've got those lovely stamps that are in this subscription box, and I've used the Get Well Soon. So I've stamped that onto some of the cardstock, and literally I'm just now going to place this using some 3D gel. I'll give it a little bit of a bend. Let's give it a little bit of a bend. So we'll put some 3D Collal glue just on there, place that over the top, and then taking the ribbon that's in there, adding some ribbon on, and then those lovely flowers. You've got those lovely white paper flowers, but like I said, what you can do, and you can just add a little touch of detail by taking one of your inks. You can just literally add a little touch of colour all the way around, and it just picks up little bits of the petals, but I think it just matches and brings that all together really nicely. Now if I pop those down, that is the finished card. And how easy was that to use with those beautiful layering stencils? Such a lovely idea, a lovely concept. Think of all the things that you're going to be able to use. I've just used the Harmony ink pads, the water reactive ink pads with this, but just think of all the other things that you have in your stash and what you're going to be able to create with these layering stencils.